Brother Pell is here, and he's taking selfies.
Nice to meet you.
Something's happening here.
I have a Bachelorette question.
Okay.
Yes.
So, is it really like the show shows? Because I'm like #1 Bachelorette fan, Bachelor fan. Like, don't get in my time.
Yes.
Just please, if you have to lie, it's fine.
No, don't lie.
Is it? Do they tell you what to say? Because I mean, the dates and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's not reality. You know, we all don't go on dates like that. We wish we did, but no. Is it? Do they tell you what to say?
Yeah.
Things like that.
They don't specifically tell you what to say. Some people ask if it's scripted. It's not scripted just because none of these people are actors. And it would just look really, they'd be really cumbersome if they tried to go off the script. But the shortest way I explain it, it's kind of like the Hunger Games.
Oh my gosh.
Or nobody does. They just like, they've got screens and cameras everywhere, so like there's a lot, like as many people are in this room is like there's the control room. And like the cast never sees. So there's like, everybody's got like a producer that's assigned to a person who's on the screen and on the whiteboard, and they're like, ooh, they said this, they said this, they like keep track of all the conversations, and so it's very, I guess, manipulative, I guess, because they always know, it's like Big Brother, like they always know what's going on. And so they can instigate, but not necessarily script. So, but if they put these two certain people together on a date versus these two people, they know they'll get more like drama or, you know, vice versa. Yeah.
And why don't y'all eat dinner on one-on-one dates? It bothers me so bad. I just want somebody to eat
Then it's
food.
really nice dinners, and yeah, we don't eat them because
No, they don't eat them.
They feed them before, right?
they're actual food. Somebody probably, interns probably eat them after we leave. I don't know.
It's such nice food.
It
It just sits there. No one touches it. No one looks at it because they're talking.
Yeah. Well, because they filmed thousands of hours cumulatively with all the cameras and everything. And all the cameramen they're like union workers and stuff.
Right,
so like
right.
they're only working 20 hours out of 24 hours. So the crews have to be done by so it's like there's a lot of business stuff that goes into it. So they don't want to like waste time because they can't. If we're eating, that's not going to be on TV. Like nobody looks good when they're eating. Usually,
Sorry, ladies.
I mean, unless you're Cindy Crawford in a Doritos commercial for the Super Bowl, you don't look good eating.
So have you found love?
Have I found love?
Yes.
I'm dating again, so I'm trying it again.
That's good.
It was a whole different deal after the show than all the dating I did before the show, and everything I learned to do or not to do was all confused in at that point, because now it's like different. I'm like having to watch out for, you know, people that kind of blast me on YouTube or something like that, or just, you know, it's just because it's in public, so it's a whole different situation. And tabloids and all that, they're always looking for stories. So you're just like, you know. They'd be like, no, I'm not dating that girl, that's my sister, but they take a picture of it at Starbucks, and you know, who knows where that goes. So it's like, you know, just the story, I've learned like the power of tabloids and viral videos and things like that, it's crazy how strong TV is as a platform. But it's great for some people, and it's also dangerous at the same time. So, yeah.
Is it helping you with your career now? Your as far
I
as
think that's something, because I was a songwriter and all that before I went on the show, and so that was something I had to consider with, you know, the producers and stuff that I was working with. Is like, hey, you're about to do this reality TV show, is it going to put any type of bad blood with you and the Nashville industry people and that type of thing, because they're going to see you as a TV show person, you know. And so it's interesting how that whole world works, but it works for on the singing shows, for instance, like Carrie Underwood and those kind of people. There's like a small handful of people that work for it, but then there's like 99% of the people since Carrie Underwood that nobody even remembers their name a week after the show's over, and they can't make it in Nashville, and they're right back to square one, or maybe even in a negative side of things because they were on the show. So, so anyway, I was in a point in my life where I was saying why not to a lot of things. I left the corporate world, and because I was in the military for 9 years, and then I tried a corporate job or two. I was an engineer at an oil company in Oklahoma City, and then I was a consulting firm, business development guy, and I was like, all the time on the weekends I was always doing music and everything. And so I was like, finally I just wanted to work on my own, go back to Nashville, and just live life a little bit. And then the TV show thing happened, and it's reality TV is weird. It really is, though. And this is a vulnerable situation to get into, you know, just emotionally and relationship-wise and all that. You're going to go through this, and then you're pressured to like be with somebody that they've selected for you. You don't know who they're picking for you. They're like, do you guys even care what kind of person I'm interested in? Do you even know? They just like throw them at you, and then 3 months later, you're going to be, you know, leave and take one of them to Christmas with your family with no cameras, you know. So,
and then propose.
So yeah, so I was a little bit, I think I was a little bit apprehensive about, you know, going into the whole thing, and yeah, and so, but I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad that, you know, I've been given the opportunity to just to move on. Everything smoothly is kind of transitioning back into what I was doing before, and I'm having fun one day at a time, so yeah.
Well, it didn't work out for him, so it's maybe it's destiny that you didn't do it.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's hard to say, hard to predict. It's also a little bit, it's interesting, like there's like this serendipitous piece of that whole reality TV thing, because it can bring in these weird connections of people that you would have never met in your normal life, but at the same time, there's so much control, like I was saying earlier, from the Hunger Games side of reality TV, where maybe you would want to be with this person, but they're not going to let it happen. Yeah.
So all the guys, like, y'all are all just, like, hanging out. I mean, because watching the TV, we're like, no, he's a jerk. No, but, like, can she obviously not see that, and then y'all see it, or is it not really how it's portrayed?
So the lead character, keep calling the character, I don't know, the Bachelor, Bachelorette, they're not there, you know. They only come in, they will like come in for like 5 minutes, be like, hey, we're going on a date, and then they leave with the person and all the cameras, and then they go somewhere and spend a day away from everybody else, and all the other guys are just there. So then there's a lot that goes on when she's not there, and then he or she only knows what the producers are telling them, because they don't see any footage, they don't know anything. All they know is the time they have one-on-one with the guys, or the girls, and then what the producers tell them. So, yeah, it can get really interesting. So.
Who do you still talk to after the show?
Who do I still talk to? You know, there's several people in Nashville. You know, just because geographically we're in the same area, so we see each other a lot. Like Wells Adams, he's the radio DJ there in Nashville. We hang out a lot, at least when we're both in town. Let's see, who else do I see? I see Sean and Caitlin, I see them once a month or so. She was a Bachelorette before JoJo. They live in Nashville. Who else? I see this Ashley I, do you remember her? Yes. She was on like Bachelor in Paradise a couple times. And
she
couple times, every time.
Yeah.
She loves Sherry.
I mean, she's
So what's been your favorite part of all of this, you know, getting to go on reality, traveling now?
I think my favorite part is just being able to, I've met so many people, and I love meeting people, honestly. So, like this year, I've met more people than I've met in the last 5 years of my life, probably all together. So, it's kind of hard to remember names that way, but maybe if you follow them on Instagram, you'll at least like remember their name or something. I don't know. Swap business cards or something, but yeah, that's been, I think, probably the funnest. And like went to Canada. They love the Bachelorette in Canada, like huge Bachelor fans. They have their own Bachelor, and Canadian network puts one out, but they like the U.S. one. They don't like the Canadian one as much. So it's kind of like, I don't know why. Like Canadians, I'm like, why don't you root for the home team? No, they
don't have any Texans.
They don't have what?
They don't have any Texans.
That's right. They don't have Texans. They love Texans. It's funny. Calgary, like Western Canada, Calgary, Edmonton. Those are big oil towns, and Western. They're kind of like very similar, to like Houston, Oklahoma City, that type of thing. Yeah. And so I went out there for a couple different events, and I was like, man, I've never been to Canada. And I never knew anything about these people. These people are awesome. They love country music. They love The Bachelor. I was like, these are like my best friends. Hiding up here in Canada. Sure.
Have you written any songs about your experience on reality TV?
Yeah, I've written a couple of songs. Some of them are about falling in love, but then you also write songs about falling out of love too. So, yeah.
Are you going to play any of those tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got one called "The Best Thing You've Ever Done."
Oh, so good.
And it's out, and it was about the breakup side of reality TV. So.
Okay. A lot of things are. All right. 1, 2, 3. Super cute.
Awesome.
Have a good day.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Yeah, y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all tonight, hopefully.
Yes.
Hi, what's your name? Hey, Barbara. Nice to meet you.
October. November.
Awesome. Got it. Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Oh, Sophie, okay. Awesome.
She's going with us.
All right.
Where at?
Took a couple.
Awesome.
And I guess vice versa.
Yeah. What was your name?
Zyra.
Zyra, nice to meet you.
Nice
I
to
love
meet
that.
you.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
I love it.
Here we go. All right, I took you.
Awesome.
Thank you.